Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kurt Allen. I'm the CEO of Agilix. I'm here to talk to you today about some things that we've been working on for the last 3 years, kind of under the radar. Many of you may be familiar with some of these projects, but not aware that we've been involved in supporting them. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we call learning infrastructure. And by learning infrastructure, I mean all the things that make it possible to deliver innovative learning applications better, faster, and less expensively than you could do it from scratch. I'd like to start with a little story about a project that came to us late last year. Maybe. We were approached by a group in the state of Louisiana that wanted to do an application called the Course Choice application. Have any of you heard of that application by chance? Okay, a few hands. They passed legislation in the state of Louisiana to do an innovative new online learning model that would allow students to choose from a variety of online courses. And they needed to get it done quickly. And everybody told them it would take a few years. And so they said, can you do it in a few months? And we said, well, that's almost impossible. And they said, but could you do it? And we said, sure. So our team put together this application and did it quickly and did it on time. And it went live last month as one of the first in-Bloom compatible applications in the market. Now, we believe that companies that deliver great products really rely on great people. And so I just want to say a couple of words about the team that we've assembled of what I consider to be world-class education technology people. Dave McGinn, our COO, has a background in Master of Accountancy, was a 7-year KPMG guy, worked at Novell, helped me raise $90 million to fund the Ancestry business that we ran together before this one. Chip Walters, the GM of our services group, was the former CEO of a group called Human Code that had 400 people doing world-class, award-winning design, introducing the concept of great design to education technology, which is sometimes missing. Mark Wolfgram, VP of Development, was a former VP of Development of Ancestry that was one of the largest online content subscription services in the world. Millions of users, billions of records, quadrillions of bytes of data. Mike Wegner audited hosting centers for Accenture prior to coming to work for us. And Todd Hardman is the guy that architected the Ancestry system, and prior to that, the Folio system. So we've got a team of people that have been doing this for a very long time. They've been doing scalable systems that work. And we're complemented by a group of advisors that are really fantastic, people like Clayton Christensen and Barclay Burns and David Merrill and David Wiley, some world-class people that advise us in doing this the right way. What we've found in working with our partners, because we provide an ingredient brand that helps people deliver their ideas to market faster and better and more affordably than they could otherwise, is about 80% of these solutions are common. And most of us spend all of our money and time working on stuff that is consistent across applications, reinventing the wheel instead of doing what is unique. We have created something called the XLI, the Extensible Learning Infrastructure, which enables you or us helping you to do the 20% that is unique to your particular application. Spending your time and money on the things that are going to be differentiated and branded and valuable to your customers as opposed to reinventing the wheel. There's a couple of examples of these that you may have heard about. Brain Honey, the LMS, is one example that we built because people said they wanted an easy-to-use K-12 learning management system. And so we were able to leverage the XLI platform to do just that. Another example is the Buzz application that's being used by the Education Achievement Authority of Michigan, helping 11,000, soon to be 30,000 kids get a personalized learning solution in a much shorter amount of time and with much less money than they could have done otherwise. They were told it would take years and many millions of dollars to do this. We were able to do it in a much shorter time, about 7 months, with much less money than that, leveraging this XLI technology. I've mentioned this one briefly. The course choice implementation is something that's now being sought after by other states. You don't have to reinvent it again. It's already done. We can skin it and brand it for them and make it serve their particular needs. It was also the first in-bloom compatible application that went into production. There are 9 states have been working for several years, and this one was done, as I mentioned earlier, in a few months and is in production now. We're also working on several very large assessment systems. And this is another example where people have very specific deliverables and timelines, and we're able to help them do it much faster than they could do otherwise. So this kind of technology is being hosted in multiple locations, quite a few applications by many partners. We work with many of the largest publishers and assessment companies and ISVs, and if any of you are interested in working with us, we would be delighted to help you do your products faster and better and less expensively than you could do otherwise. In terms of our performance, we doubled in revenue last year. We're a profitable company, and we intend to double again, and don't see any reason why we couldn't continue that given the appropriate partners. So our value proposition is build, buy, or XLI. If you've tried to do it yourself from scratch, and or you've tried to use something off the shelf and found that it didn't work, we provide a creative third alternative, and we'd be delighted and honored to work with any of you to help you take your great ideas to market. Thank you.